Hi guys, Andrea here, and today I'm going to show you how to write your first offer. So you've been out over the weekend with your client showing properties, and they've seen one that's caught their eye and they're interested in making an offer, and you're thinking to yourself, great, they want to make an offer. And you're also thinking to yourself, oh no, I don't know how to write an offer, and that's why you're here watching this video. So I'll walk you through it step by step, and there are a lot of steps, but you'll get used to it, and it goes pretty quickly once you get the hang of it. But there are a few things that you need before you can actually write up the offer. So you'll need some basic information from your clients, such as their legal names, on how they want their names to appear on the contract, and their current address and email, because we will be emailing them this contract for them to sign using digital signatures. And you're also going to need information about how they're planning to pay for the home. Will they be using cash, which is great when they do, or will they be needing financing, which is more commonly the case? And if they are using financing, you'll need to know what type of financing they're going to be using, what type of loan. You're going to have to know how much they're planning on using for a down payment. And you'll have to know if they are going to be needing any help with closing costs. And this is all information that you get from them and from their loan officer that they're using. Okay, so the first thing that you'll do is you'll need to look up the property that they'd like to make an offer on and get some basic information about the property from the MLS. So we'll go to the MLS system, and for my example today, this is the home we're going to be making an offer on, 387 Cattle Barron Park Drive. Okay, and you know you're going to be needing the names of the owners, so you can scroll down on this full agent report. Sometimes on the owner name, they don't put the owner. This person here put Spencer McNallen, which is great. If there is nothing there or it says see agent, it's very easy. You can always click on the tax information and it pulls up the tax report, and you can get the owner's information right here, the owner's names, Spencer and Lauren McNallen. Okay, so we've got basic information, and we'll keep this up so that we can use this as a reference, and we will go to open our zip forms. So if you're a new agent, this is the first time you're doing this, make sure you set up your account for zip forms at www.texasrealestate.com. This is the website for Texas Association of Realtors, and if you sign up for your account here, your account will be free, your zip forms will be free, your DocuSign will be free. It's included in your membership. Some new agents make the mistake of going here on the MLS and they just see zip forms right away and they click on it and sign up. If you use this one, you'll be prompted to pay. So save yourself some money that you're already paying for and sign up through Texas Association of Realtors. Okay, so we'll log into our zip forms. And basically, it'll be blank when you first get in because you don't have any transactions or anything set up yet. So yours is going to look like this. It'll just be blank, and we'll be starting a new transaction. Okay, so we'll just click on the new button. Okay, is it a listing, a purchase, or a lease? Well, this is a purchase. We're making an offer, and it's residential. For the name, you put in the name of the property, the street address, Cattle Barron Park Drive, and you can also use the MLS code, because when you get to the point when you're a good agent and you have lots of transactions, you can actually search for them, and if you want to search for them by MLS number, then if that's in the title, that option is always available to you. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click save. All right, and there it is, and this is where we will be adding our paperwork for this transaction. Okay, and I always like to start with a cover sheet. Okay, because if you add all the information, your client's name, address, and everything to a cover sheet, automatically all that information is transferred to the other contracts, any contract that you add to this transaction. So you enter it once here, and then it's done for all the rest of the contracts. Okay, so let's start out by filling this out. And just click on it, and it'll open up. Okay, so our buyer's name, our first buyer, is Bobby Buyer. And I know his street address is 123 Main Street, and it's in Dallas, Texas, 76123. I know that's not really a zip code in Dallas. I'm just going to use it anyway. And his email address is buyer@readyrealestate.com. That's not really it, but I'm using this email address to show you so that I can show you what a zip forms looks like when your client receives it, okay? And then buyer 2 is Betty Buyer. And she has the same address. I'm going to leave that blank just to see what happens. I'm going to put her email address in though also. And it's also buyer@Ready Real Estate because they share an email, which many folks do. And if they do, that's perfectly okay. Zip Forms Digital Ink allows you to send contracts to a same email address. Okay. And the seller name, we remembered. Let's see, there's 2 sellers. So we will add the first one here, Spencer McNallen. And his street address is the address that we're buying. Park Drive. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. Let me show you something even quicker than this. We'll go to more, and we will say lookup. No, MLS Connect. That's what I was looking for. If you click on MLS Connect, we will add, if you put in your username and password, let's look this up by MLS ID, which I have. Okay. And we'll include the picture and we'll import it, and this will save us a step, right? Oh, find. We have to hit find first, and there it is. There's the picture and there's all the information, so we will import that. Yes. And we'll go ahead and activate that IntelliCopy feature. Okay, so now that should fill out some other information. There is the information from the listing broker, all of that pulled from the MLS. Okay, saved us some information, saved us some typing. Okay, so I'm still filling out the information about the seller. Let me add the second seller name, Lauren McNallen. I have a typo there. This is in Fort Worth. Okay, so just basic information that you go through and fill out. Okay. So one thing I've noticed is that the listing agent is the same person as the owner, Spencer McNallen. So I'm going to go back just out of curiosity, look at the MLS sheet under private remarks to see if they identified themselves as the agent being the owner, and they have not. So I'm going to actually pay special attention to that on the seller's disclosure when I receive that. Okay, so that's just an interesting little aside, but that's normally not something you'll run into. So back to zip forms. Okay, so we've done the cover sheet. All right, and we will save this. Okay, so our first document is done. Now we want to add the 1 to 4 family residential contract. So over on this sidebar here, and you can hide it if you like or pull it back up, these are all the forms, and there are multiple libraries. So there's the library for Metrotex, library for North Texas Real Estate Information System, library for TAR, which will actually have your listing agreements, and library for TREC. Okay, you can select all of them, and that way when you do a search, it'll search all libraries. And let's search 1 to 4 family residential, and I know that one by number, which is TREC 20-2. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one up. And it has been added over here. So these are where all of your forms will be added. So here it is. And look, again, so because we filled out all the information on the cover sheet, it's automatically filled in on the contract. So saved ourselves some time. Okay, and we'll just go through and fill out the rest of it. This information, again, was pulled from the MLS. We're not going to have any exclusions. Okay, this was the part I was telling you about that you need information from. Sales price, what you're going to offer for it. This property is listed at $499,900. They've already reduced it. We are going to make an offer of $490,000. Okay, so you can put in the cash portion, which they're going to be putting down, and the financing, which is $392,000, and that's our offer, $490,000. All right, and we are going to be using third-party financing, so we'll need a third-party financing addendum, correct? And this is the amount that we will be financing, which is $392,000. You might be wondering why they are putting such a large amount down. That's actually 20% because this is a jumbo loan, so it's not your usual, 5% down. Okay, so moving right along, we've already selected everything that has to do here in financing, so we'll move on to the next page, earnest money. And how much do you put down for earnest money? Rule of thumb was always 1%, but since we're representing our buyer, we're going to try to get them by with the least amount possible. They're offering $390,000, so we could even just put $2,000 in here, and that could be fine. It could get countered. It's something that is a good place to start, so we'll start there. And where we are going to deposit our money is with Arcland Title, because they take the best care of our clients and we are representing the buyers. And for address, we always put remote to your location. Now that gets kind of confusing for some folks, and they're not sure what that means. And basically what that means is that, as opposed to the olden days where we expected people to take time off of work and out of their busy schedules to go to a closing, with Arcland Title, the title company comes to them. So it's really a matter of putting your money where your mouth is as far as customer service goes. I know so many agents talk about the service and the high level of service they provide to their clients. Using Arcland Title is one of the ways that you can do that as an agent, because you're going to save your client time and money by allowing the title company to go to them wherever they are. They don't have to take time off of their work. The title company will meet them on their lunch hour. The title company will meet them in the evening after their work, at their home, or at a different location, wherever they want. For women with small children at home, they don't have to worry about getting a babysitter. It's just been a fantastic way for us to, again, provide that go that extra mile for our clients. So that's what remote to your location means. So if you get any questions from a seller's agent, well, what does that mean? You can let them know that that's going to make it easier for their clients as well, that our title company will go to wherever their clients are, will save them time, will make that agent look like a hero, and it's just a very good service for them. So that's what that means. You can always give them the address later for where we're going to be depositing the title, the option money. Okay, so the next part you need to leave blank, because we're not going to be depositing any additional earnest money. Title policy will be at the seller's expense. Sellers are expecting to pay for that, so we'll put an X there. Title policy will be issued by land title. Okay. All right. And we'll move along. And again, these are pretty easy because all we're doing is filling in the blanks, right? Okay. Much of it is boilerplate. Here we click will be amended. It will be at the expense of the seller. Okay, this is just standard. All right. We'll click here and within 3 days. That's just standard. Where this is going to be a house, so for objections, we're going to put single family residential. And here we'll put 3 days. Okay, clicking right along. This property is subject to a homeowners association. And how do we know that? From the MLS sheet. Okay, if it doesn't have it here, it's still up to you to find out, especially during the option period. But for right now, the MLS sheets does have that it is an HOA. So we'll be adding the HOA form to this transaction as well. You don't have to have it if it is not in an HOA. Okay, so again, nothing else on that page. Moving right along, under property conditions, we're going to say buyer has received the notice. Okay, this is the seller's disclosure that I'm talking about. We want to say the buyer has received the notice because we want to cover ourselves by making sure that our buyer has seen the seller's disclosure. And if we haven't gotten that, we're going to get that pretty fast from the seller because we want to make sure our buyer is aware of everything going on with that property. We're going to get our buyers to initial it, and it's going to become part of the transaction. Okay, so try to always put receive the notice. Usually the sellers will post it to the MLS and you can download it from there. If not, you can ask them for a copy of it prior to making an offer. That's what many agents do. If they for some reason do not have it and you have to select it is not received within a certain amount of days, is basically you're just giving a little extra out for your buyer, but you want to cover yourself by selecting buyer has received the notice. So we'll check that. And again, moving right along, residential service contracts, we're going to put $530 in here because we know that's how much Home Warranty of America's marquee coverage costs, and that's the best. We're negotiating for our clients, the buyers, and so that's what we're going to put there. Okay, closing date. Let's see. Usually 30 days is a general rule of thumb. So here we are, April 24th. So let's see when 30 days out would be. That's a Sunday, so it doesn't work. So here we are. We're getting into the very last week of the month, which is the time when a lot of closings happen because a lot of people get in their mind that they want to have a clean break. Oh, we'll move in at the first of the month. But be careful. Try not to schedule your closing too much at the end of the month because you'll get backed up and things could happen and it could be delayed and it just causes some issues. So you're fighting against everybody else that's closing at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and at the end of the day. So try to schedule your closings early in the week, early in the month, and early in the day if possible. And Arcland again makes that easier because they'll go to your clients on their lunch hours again and make it very easy for you. So 30 days out is here. This is a Monday. Let's just go ahead and set it for May 25th. Okay. And we will receive it on closing and funding. We won't be using a temporary lease. Special provisions, okay? We are going to write in, let's see, I've saved a clause. Yes. Okay, and you can save that too. I'll show you how. But we're going to write in on the special provisions pertaining to paragraph 7H. Residential service contract will include marquee coverage to be purchased through Home Warranty of America, www.hwahomewarranty.com. Okay, this ensures that the home warranty will be purchased through Home Warranty of America, which is the best. They've been in business a long time and they service their contracts. Okay, again, this is important. Right here is the amount of closing costs that your buyer is going to need help with, and you're only going to know how much that is by talking to the lender. So if your buyer needs help from the seller with their closing costs, this is where you would put that amount. And since our buyer does not need anything, we're going ahead and put 0 there. Okay. And here we go. We can put in information for our buyer to buyer at their address. If they have a phone, fax, here's the email address. Okay, here are where we would add any amendments that are going to be attached to this contract, addendum, excuse me, that are going to be attached to this contract. We already know that we're going to need third-party financing, correct? Okay, we already know we're going to need that this is subject to a homeowners association. Okay, anything else on here? It's we're not getting the buyer's temporary lease. We're not doing oil and gas. We're not doing short sale. If you had a property that would have lead-based paint, this is where you would put it, or a sewer system. This is where you would put other, and you would add which other addendum you're using for this contract. Okay, so we've got everything there. Moving right along. Option period. Okay, this is where the buyer pays the seller a certain amount of money for the unrestricted right to terminate that contract at any time during that option period. Okay, so typically you try to get away with something, pretty little here. Again, we're representing the buyer. $100 is a standard. That could be negotiated, but that's something that they'll be likely to take. And we'll say 7 days. And this gives us enough time to make sure we get our inspector in there and find out the condition of the property. Some agents ask for 10. That gets countered quite often. 7 is usually what most end up arriving at. So you can start with 7, and chances are that you will end up there. Option fee will be credited to the sales price. Okay, so there's that. And moving right along, we leave the attorneys blank. We're not executing it yet. The last agent to have the contract and have all of the signatures on the contract will fill that in and then turn it to title. So that is blank. Okay, we'll have to fill out information about the firms of the broker. So here we go. We are the other broker in this case. Okay, so we are Ready Real Estate. And we are representing our buyer as a buyer's agent. Okay, licensed supervisor, you put Vaughn's name. And this is where your name goes. I'll put mine here for now. Our address. Okay. And it's in there to choose from. Okay. Or you can just type it in. Oops. And put your email address here. Okay, where do you get this information from? And you should fill it in. Don't be a lazy agent and leave it blank and allow the other agent to put it in. Put their information in, and you can find it here on the MLS sheet. Okay, so let's go back. And it is McNallen Realty Inc. And I think he's actually his licensed supervisor. Okay. There we go. It's important that you put his email address here because we'll be sending the contract to him when we're done. Okay, so our commission is going to be 3%. Make sure you put a percent here. If you just put 3, it could be what, $3, 3 nickels? You don't know, so you have to put 3% of the total sales price. Okay. Option fee receipt will be filled in by either the listing agent or the seller, and the earnest money receipt will be filled in by the title company. Okay, so we have filled out the 1 to 4 family residential contract. Okay, but we know, let's go ahead and save that while we're thinking of it, that we need the financing addendum, third-party financing. So we'll find that over here, and that is track 46. You can search for it by name. Once you have been working in these for a while, you'll start to know the numbers, and makes it easier to find. So here we go. It's filled in already. 21 days is usually adequate. Conventional financing, they are financing a total of $392,000. And you get this from the lender. Okay, and it's a 30-year mortgage. And origination fees not to exceed 1%. Okay, so if you had other types of financing, such as FHA insured, Texas Veterans Loan, VA, you would fill out these sections, and this is where you will get information. You'd need to get the information from the loan officer. Okay, so that's done. Okay, let's save that one. And the last one we know that we needed is the addendum for HOA. Okay, so let's look at that one. I'm not finding that one. Let's do it this way. Okay, here we go. We'll add that. Okay, and it's filled out, and we will say within 14 days, and these are just standard days that I'm putting in. This is just kind of like industry standard. Okay, we are going to put $25 here to limit our buyers' costs for the fees to be transferred. They usually aren't that much, but you would just want to make sure that you protect your buyer. And we will put here that the seller will pay the title company the cost of obtaining any additional information. That's it on that page. Okay, so we'll save that one. Okay, now next question is from agents are, well, how do I get my buyers to sign these? How do I email them to my buyers? Do I just email them and then the buyers print them out, sign them, try to scan them, the fax them back? The easiest way to do it is to use e-signatures. So we'll go back. Here is our transaction. Remember our cover sheet. And you know what? I just remembered one thing. So let's go back to the cover sheet. I think I had put Bobby Buyer as my first buyer. And I remember now that he wanted to go by his legal name, which was Robert. So I can change that here on the cover sheet, save, Okay, and watch this. It will change it on all of the other documents. That's why it's kind of important to use the cover sheet. See here, and it did change. It was correct. So, I'm not going to check the others because I know that it is. So, that's kind of a time saver if you need to make any changes to anything. Now, we're going to use e-sign, which is digital ink. So we're going to click on the e-sign button. Okay, now we don't have to name our signature, that's just optional. You're going to select the documents that you need signed. So I'm not going to have my buyer sign the cover sheet. I'm just going to have them sign the contract. I'm going to have them sign the third-party financing addendum, and I'm going to have them sign the addendum for the HOA. Okay, so you click on the documents that you want signed, and we'll click next. Okay, now this is where you'll select who is going to be receiving them. Okay, Betty and Robert. We already have their email addresses in here. If you didn't, you could add them at this time. We'll say done. Okay, so this is the order that they will sign in. They both use the same address, but they'll sign in this order. It's okay that Betty's first, doesn't have to be Robert. Okay, so but if you wanted Robert to be first, you could just click on him and drag him, and now he is signer one. Okay, and then we'll just click next. And the nice thing about digital ink is because it's integrated with ZipLogix, which is the zip forms, is that it will already have all of the initial areas in place. So watch, I'll just scroll down and you'll see that the spots for the initials are already there. You don't need to add them. If you needed to add something, you would just click here and drag. But because digital ink is a part of this software, it makes it very easy that it's already set up for you. Okay, so pretty easy peasy, right? Okay, so we just scroll down, just to kind of make sure everything is okay. To check the other documents, you go here. I'm not going to check them all. Let's just check the HOA just to make sure. And there's the HOA document. We'll scroll. And there it is. Signatures, right? Okay, again, easy peasy. That's it. So there they are. You hit send and off they go. Okay, now you can write a little email message. You can change this around to make it nice. A lot of agents prepare their clients in advance that they're going to be sending them the offer, and that we will be using digital signatures because it's easier, saves them time. They won't have to print it out and initial it, and your clients will really think you are a hero, saving them all the hassle and frustration. The agent that can make the transaction seamless and a smooth one for their client is going to be the agent that gets the referrals. Okay, so we will hit send now, and it's gone. Poof. Okay, the transaction was started and it is sent to your clients. Okay, so all you have to do is sit back and wait for your clients to sign. But you might be wondering, what does it look like from your client's end? Okay, this is what it looks like on your end, and you can see that action is still required. Okay, I'll close that just to show you where to find it again. Okay, so we've already sent this out. We're waiting for signatures. You can always get to your transaction. Let's go back. Or cancel. Okay. What's that going to show you? Let me see. Well, okay. I was going to show you what it looks like from your client's end. So we'll go here. This is your client's email. Let's pretend like this is your client's email. Okay, and let's see if they've received anything yet from you. Oh, and they have. Okay, so document is ready. We'll click on that, and there's the little message. And again, you could have written something better, dear Robert Buyer. And this is what will happen when they click on this link. So they'll click on it, and it will open up, and they will be able to sign. They'll have to consent to legal signature, so they hit accept, next. They'll have to enter a signing password, and they will actually, these people have already used it before, so your clients will have to create a password, and then they'll be able to choose a signature. Okay, and for Robert Buyer, let's do the go button and see what happens. We'll see. Actually, let's let me review first. So if someone wants to review them, they say let me review. They click on let me review, and they click the next, and it scrolls to where they need to click to initial. Okay, and they can just kind of scroll along, and you can see they get a little progress bar up here. And you can kind of coach your clients through this now that you know what it looks like on their end. Is they just click to sign, click to initial. That was the financing, and then there's the HOA. Click to sign, and they're done. So they will finish. Okay, and you'll get a notification at your zip forms. And also, once the first one is signed, the next party, look, Betty Buyer, she's ready to sign. So we'll review. And you know, on hers, I wanted to do the other one. So let's go back here. Let's see if she got an email. Okay, so Robert got a thank you for submitting his e-signature. Here's the email for Betty. Okay, dear Betty. So we'll click on this. This is what it looks like. And it'll open up, and she'll have to log in as well. She'll have to accept. She'll have to create a password if she doesn't already have one. She has one. And if she didn't, again, she just creates a password, and then she'll select a signature. Click the next button. Now, this is what I wanted to show you the difference. If she selects go, watch this. It's just quick. Boom, 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 boom. Click to sign. Click to initial. Click to sign. Click to sign. And that's it. She signed that contract in less than, 10 seconds, right? Okay, so that's great news. When she does that, you'll actually get an email to your account showing you that your buyer has signed the contracts. You can also check on your transactions. Okay, you'll get a new folder. And the new folder has the contracts with the signatures on it. So you can open this folder, and these will be PDFs. These are the signed documents. These are signed by your buyers. And you're ready to send these off to the seller. So these are signed. You want to send the offer to the listing agent, correct? Okay, so you just click the send button. You're going to select the documents that you want to send. Okay, you want to send by email, and we're going to select his address from the transaction contacts. Okay, the listing agent, right? Save. Subject offer for 387 Cattle Baron. We'll send him as separate PDFs. You can make a little note here. Hi, Spencer. Or Spencer, please see attached offer. We look forward to hearing from you. as soon as possible. Okay, and you can write whatever you want to here. And then once that's done and you're ready to hit send, all you do is hit send here. I'm not going to hit send because I'm not really sending this offer to Spencer McNallen. But that's it. That's done. So once you've done that, you've written your first offer. You've used digital signatures to send to your clients. Your clients have sent it back to you. You've seen how they are stored in your digital folder here, and now you know how to send them off to the listing agent. So well done. I hope it gets accepted, and I wish you good luck. So that's it for now, and until next time.